Happy birthday to Mom.
You, Mom.
Happy birthday to you,
Mom.
So,
Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is actually March 12th for us, and it is Mom's birthday.
Yay.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Yes,
Thank
happy
you.
birthday.
No snowstorm. Yay.
Yes.
It's a blizzard or something around my birthday, but hey.
Mm-hmm. I do actually like the snow, but I get it. Yes, I love spring, and it definitely feels like spring today. We do watch WandaVision the day it comes out. Our Patreon sees it first, and then a week later, YouTube sees it. So if you want to check this out more currently, then you can check out our Patreon, because that also helps us out a lot as well. And I'm excited to watch more WandaVision. We saw the finale, of course, last time.
Yes,
and this is the making of Marvel Studios Assembled.
Great.
Oh, that's great.
This will be fun.
See it.
Yeah. So we talked a lot about many different scenarios, theories, everything about the series, but I really enjoyed last episode a lot.
It was really great, yes.
Mm-hmm. I went on a tangent with the two visions talking. Sometimes when I watch something for the first time, like I get so into it and I pay attention, but then I also have selective hearing, because during that whole conversation, when White Vision was talking to Memory Vision or Red Vision, they were discussing like, well, who's the real true Vision? And that was the whole debate. So that was the main debate, but I kind of touched base on that. And then I was like, oh, and you know, White Vision was being controlled, so they were really debating that, like, oh, well, what's really true, because you only know the basics, and, you know, so anyways, I went on a whole tangent about that last time, and I was like, no, it was more about who's the real Vision. When you change planks of wood on a boat, you know, when you, like, completely replace all of them, is it really the true boat anymore? So that was kind of the whole thing, and so that was making White Vision think that.
That's a very good point. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I am curious if they're going to have some kind of another Easter egg to foreshadow future events, maybe even with the next series. I don't know if there's going to be a WandaVision 2. You guys probably told us already, which, again, we're a little early, so we do check your comments, and I'm excited either way for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's next.
Mm-hmm. I am too. I'm so psyched for that.
Too.
All right, guys, so shall we just get into this and see what it entails?
Very anxious.
I'd love to,
Anxious,
yes.
don't be anxious, be excited.
I'm anxious. Well, I'm anxiously excited.
Yeah. That's good.
Cute.
And happy birthday, Mom.
Oh, thank you very
birthday,
much.
I love.
Thank you.
So awesome. Marvel Studios Assembled.
The first live sitcom taping in Marvel Studios history.
That's really cool. I didn't know they actually had a
cool.
live audience. I thought they had like
That's
canned laughter
something.
and stuff in the
Yeah.
background.
Yes.
That's good.
The first time I heard about the concept, I thought it was brilliant.
I got a call from Kevin to come and see him, and I went, oh, I'm getting canned. And I went in, and much to my surprise, they pitched this bonkers idea for a show.
You're the new clown? Yeah, at least you're already in makeup.
Oh, gee.
Welcome home, sir. And I need a sort of a really boring, personality-less voice for the computer that runs this world.
Marvel really was so excited to bring Wanda into the MCU and was only really like teeing me up for possibilities. The Russo brothers were, you know, like, I really want this to be something that like that you know, shepherd and that you take full ownership of. And I was like, okay.
I just feel you.
And
Oh, this is what she meant in the show. Can't feel you.
we've kind of just created like just an emotional foundation that doesn't play around with irony really, which is kind of odd in these movies when so.
Oh, geez.
God. And then rewind it again.
God.
Inner monologues and threads and arcs that I kind of just created, and they've just really took it in such a deep way and created such beautiful arcs.
I was lucky enough to be invited to look at the materials and sort of digest it and think about it, and there was so much that was already there.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And dressed up like superheroes from the Marvel comic books when I was a kid until they told me I had to stop. The idea that I could combine all these things that I love.
Just all the sets and time, like it's just so
Oh my
wonderfully
God,
done.
look at that. Wow.
What's wrong with you, son? Have you got a screw loose?
Oh, no, sir. Screws on tight, sir.
And then over here, what's great, is the house. The Dick Van Dyke Show really was theater. They put it up, they shot it once in front of the audience, like a play, all the way through. And you can feel it when you watch that show.
I haven't been in front of a live audience since 1884.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so
That's a long time.
Give us all the laughter and all the natural reactions that you have to what we're doing. We would be most grateful. And then you will probably hear yourself when you actually watch the show.
How fun that must be, huh?
Yeah.
Yay.
Doing sitcom gave me so much joy every day. I think it gave all of us like so much actual joy.
It's really different. I mean, it's
high octane.
authentic. She is enormously fun.
Very funny. I think I have another idea. And then I change.
Covian. It's so Covian is what it is. Yeah.
It is my favorite. I have a waist. I have no limbs. I'm very short.
I love her.
I'm gonna talk about my dress first. It makes me have better posture.
Exactly the same thing, but with my fake
With your
butt.
fake butt.
Yeah, it makes me.
I can hear it.
Oh no, too much.
We wanted to make sure we approached it.
That's good. It really
Yes.
sets it.
I'm a very shallow person, so I really rely on people applauding.
That instant gratification.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Just amazing how much time and effort went into this.
Raspberry or cheese filled?
Oh, neither for me, thank you. I don't eat food.
You got the David.
Don't eat
What?
food.
Awesome.
Huh?
Great nephew basically said if I did not take the job, he would never visit me again. So
Oh, Jesus.
Marvel fan.
it's a body scan, okay? And so you stand. I took pictures. It's amazing, but I won't show them to anyone.
Oh, geez.
She's good with that laugh too. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good job.
That's right.
You're fancy.
I have wanted to be in the MCU since the MCU debuted. Very great overacting. Oh, sugar. I landed a promotion, and now that I've gone off corporate, I practically tried to jump off a set of stairs because I thought I could fly. I was so excited.
Aw, that's so cool.
That's so cool. Oh, gee.
Oh, Darcy.
It's been so amazing to bring Darcy back.
Worst case scenario, Wanda removes my free will and puts me in ultra low rise jeans.
Nice.
Well, your daddy went to Germany and drew on the walls with Captain America. And that was a violation of Article 16.
The second episode, which is Bewitched, the tone doesn't change too much.
That was pretty funny.
Whoa, Nelly! It's a surprise initially that she got pregnant, and we didn't know that was possible.
I was so excited to have an episode where I went through every single stage of my pregnancy, and so I keep magically changing all of my codes. So we'd have to freeze, and then someone would come on.
Baby's born, and I miss it. But I'm there for the second baby. And oh my God, they're twins.
Daddy?
Very quickly. Well, now hang on
No.
a minute, you young whippersnappers.
Oh,
I want to see this part.
But I really actually am partial to this wig, I have to say. It really
Fabulous.
makes me feel like I'm built to see this. And the character he plays is like Uncle Jesse. Like the cool uncle. What happened to your accent?
What happened to yours?
So he still has a necklace on?
I'm thrilled. I'm such a
It's
huge
not
fan
purple,
of the
but...
Marvel Universe.
Who's a popsicle?
And yeah, that's my era.
The 50s, we do the 60s, and every single episode is a different style and a different theme song, and we're like,
Sign us up.
so like you had us at hello, man. That is amazing. We decided, since everything's gonna be so disparate, there's gonna be.
I love it. Now in color.
Yes.
I love that with the birthday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The perfect type of Halloween. Truly, like, the most charming costumes I've seen on extras
Yeah,
ever.
that looks amazing.
Yes, yeah.
That'd be so much fun.
I love you.
Well, there were no other clothes in my closet, so. As the Vision, a pair of shorts pulled very high up on my waist, and yellow Converse to be my super shoes. Are you waiting for something?
Well, at least they weren't decaying, you know. It's just weaker control.
Screaming inside, help!
So much of it is a design challenge to get all that right, to sort of express the period. It's sort of unprecedented.
It's just incredible.
We're literally doing overnight changeovers. Design them, build them, paint them, pre-fit them probably.
Oh my
God, so much.
Like Lego
Yeah.
It was a very long sequence. It had
Makeup on
quite
her hand is so
a
neat.
climax.
Agnes is pretty terrible. She's got her own thing that she's been brewing the entire time, and
Oh, wow.
That must be so fun.
I'd be so scared, but I know it's probably
Oh my
insane.
God, like a slingshot. Whoops.
We're always harnessed, like for the last 6 weeks. We've been harnessed quite a bit.
You look amazing! And feel those huge fans on me.
I always love the wind blowing.
And to play a villain that's also funny. It's like
Yeah, she was really good at that role.
Okay.
The features, as you know, set up a very high bar for the look.
Something flew in me.
For the effects to every time Vision's synthezoid, he's got a CG face. So
Wow, did a
we would
good
go
job
back
with
and
that.
look at and
So
say- So we let the story determine when we'd use the visual effects. So when we translated
What's
Red
that?
Vision, found the right shade of blue during some camera tests, did a little additional tweaking in the DI, and found a really good
Interesting.
target.
Oh, wow.
It's executing a vision to the standard that Wanda would have wanted.
Just incredible.
Oh, that's so much.
So detailed.
Oh.
It has always been episodic storytelling, so that didn't feel that different for me. What feels different is the focus on Wanda and Vision.
And the way we're telling it is a complete conversation of American sitcom hitting against the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Always sitcom, sitcom, sitcom.
The thing that I really love so much at the end of the journey is I think it's the first time Wanda has really accepted who she is. I'm so excited that we've cracked open this other part of her so that there hopefully could be more stories to tell.
But what is grief? If not love, persevering.
That was good. Cut scene by any chance? Will we get one?
Yes, right.
Oh, just in case, if there's a season 2, here you go.
Yeah, that's right.
Fun
wow.
music too. I think we were pretty quiet during that one.
We were. We were just so engrossed in it. It was
we were.
interesting.
It's very
Everything,
interesting.
how it came together between the costumes and the set.
Yeah.
And special effects.
And they do it so
Amazing.
fast, too, setting up everything 12 hours in between. That's all.
I can't even imagine. I knew it was
Wow,
hard
so
work,
much.
but I know they only have limited time. Time is money, and to be able to switch things around that quickly and to fabricate them, first of all, and then set them up, like,
That's
what?
right. There's so much going on, too.
Yeah, and they have to plan everything out strategically in a very, like, smart way. They have to know exactly what they're doing in a confident way. You know, because they
that's
can't just
definitely,
second guess. I mean, there's going to be challenges along the way, but you can't just wing things. I mean, certain things you can, I'm sure, but they had like everything worked out. And how incredible from the beginning of the series, as we said, with the 50s, 60s, and
That's
the sets
right.
there, right? And even the
Yeah.
70s, and going into the MCU real world, and how they kept changing
To
it
mesh
up.
it. And to keep
my
the
God.
set, the original, the Dick Van Dyke, well, their Dick Van Dyke set, and to just change it over.
Yeah,
How
change it.
great.
Mhm.
And
That's
you
good.
wouldn't even know it. Like, now that you saw it, like in stages, okay, now I can see it,
Yeah.
but I was
That's
clueless.
something.
you
That's
know, as
great.
it was going. It's just perfect.
Wow.
And how they consulted Dick Van Dyke himself, and how they had the audience, and how, you know, everything was so authentic, right down to the chairs that the audience were
I
sitting
was,
on.
yeah, like everything
that's
blew me
right.
out of the
Oh,
water
yeah,
because I was
yeah.
like, Whoa, and the beginning with the laughter, I thought it was honestly canned laughter. I thought because of special effects, like it's amazing with technologies now that they're like, oh, well, we'll just put in our own stuff afterwards with sound effects. We don't have to actually have a live audience. So they full on had one. So that actually really floored me. I was like, whoa.
Me too. I didn't realize they did, especially in the pandemic. So we wondered, like, you know, they had everyone quarantined or what have you, but that was just amazing in itself.
Yeah. Wow. And you have to think, too, it takes a long time to do production, so they probably did all this before, probably 2019, I'm assuming. But this was just incredible. And even the set, like you said, where with the audience, where they're sitting with the chairs and stuff, they had to make everything so authentic because the more real it is, the more genuine of reactions you're going to have.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So how insane. And so being in front of a live audience, too. I'm not an actress, of course. I mean, like, here they have to be used to being in front of people. It's one thing being on screen, I'm sure, because I love doing this and completely, like, not even close to, you know, Marvel. But I'm just, like, associating where, like, I love you guys. It's so much fun. I am a people person, but if I was in front of a live audience, I would be very shy because I am a shy person, right? I am hyper, but I am shy. Right, so this is different. So afterwards, because I'm comfortable, I'm in front of a camera, it's all good, and then everyone sees it. We have millions of views every month. So pretty darn cool, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
But being in front of a live audience, it's live. It's not, I mean, it's going to get edited later, but all these people are watching you live, so you could totally mess up and really mess up, and that'll forever be there. And even Paul Bettany's saying, like, oh, God, I've never been really in front of a live audience in a while, like, nothing like this.
That's right, yeah.
So it was really not hard. Maybe I think it was hard for him. He was joking, but I'm sure that was a challenge. And others, like,
and you know, think about it. Like, look at Broadway. I mean, every night, if they keep, I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Sure
so
is.
I think it's great for them because they get that instant laughter. They get that instant reaction from the audience of what they just did. All that hard work is like instant gratification.
Yeah, and completely different feel because then they both feed off each other. So like Paul said, he was waiting for the laughter because he wanted to make sure that he was doing a good job pretty much, you know, like sometimes it's good to have feedback like that, and then you feed off of that, like, ooh, I'm doing a good job, and then you just roll with it, and it's just better, you know. So you're just like improvising. Even though you have a script, you do certain mannerisms and things that are different. And even Elizabeth Olsen, you know, with the outfits they were wearing, certain like corsets or whatever they were wearing, you know, they would have to be a certain way posture wise. It would just kind of make you that way, and you felt like you had to be theatrical and walk a certain way. And so very impressive. And we did mention throughout the series that we did appreciate and absolutely notice that there were so many huge changes every episode. We were going up decades pretty much. The sets were changing. I did notice that the houses were similar in format, and the staircase, because we always saw that was like the biggest like signature or something in the background, that I always stared at that. I'm like, okay, this one's straight, this one's on an angle. So those things I was noticing, but I kept thinking like, wow, they have to really change this set every
even right to
time.
the railings, like the 80s period, the 70s period,
insane. And just the like the steps were even separated, and they had solid steps, and just to really do your research. And again, there has to be love put into it. It's not just a job. You have to really understand down to every single detail what it means. And you have people who love those sitcoms back in the past. And, you know, even some of the actors were saying that they were so excited about going through wardrobe and picking the hat, you know, like I just enjoy that so much, that everyone has so much excitement during this whole thing. And hearing about Tayona, how excited she was about taking on this role.
Yes, she was so excited.
I've heard that before. I don't watch a lot of behind the scenes or making of, and I think they're amazing because I love this kind of stuff. And we did a few way in the past with Lord of the Rings that we never actually edited, which I still have somewhere, but we enjoy that stuff. And she was so excited because she was going into a role she wasn't even sure what it was going to be for. And she loves MCU because even she said on here that I was hoping it would be Monica. She got excited, kind of guessing like, oh crap, can you imagine? And I was trying to like feel that. I'm like, holy crap, like I would be so excited. you can't know what's going to happen. So to go into something, I mean, MCU, oh my God, I want to be part of the MCU. No clue what role you're going to have, you know? And then you're like, crud, this is like a very important role. Like, that was exciting to hear her words in that and to find out who she was going to be playing. And
yes, and then when she knew that she became a superhero herself, she was even more enthralled. She was just couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
You can just see the excitement in her face.
I mean, anything major, being an actor, like, I'm sure it's huge. You're like, oh my God, MCU or Disney or, you know, I mean, it's the same thing. But to have a huge role, like, it's like, okay, like, am I going to be a big character? Am I going to die quick? Like, what's going to happen? But either way, like, to have that opportunity is amazing. But to then also find out once you're accepted, because they can't give away secrets, because that's how rumors spread and people find out spoilers. And, you know, so then to find that afterwards, it's a great build up to get so excited and into something.
It is. And I loved this part because this assemble that they took the time to show you and really pay homage to all these past sitcoms, like showed how much love they put into every period.
And with the crew too, what they did, they put everything together. And it was really
the
great.
directors, the writers.
Actors, everybody.
The writers' room must have been so fun to be in.
Oh my gosh.
I know, I was thinking that too. And I gotta say, I know they're recording this as well, so maybe people are on their best behavior, but we were actually seeing things in the making, literally, as well, being filmed. And it really looked like everyone was getting along very well. So that's huge, too, because you want a positive set. I mean, I can't imagine how hard it is, grueling hours that you're doing all the time. I mean, possible 12-hour switchovers, maybe even a couple hours of certain things, who knows, because time, again, is limited. But to be under so much stress, just the creativity of everything, though, is just so exciting to me, but I get it. Like, you have deadlines, and you will have challenges. Things will get broken and melt, and, you know, with the heat of the lighting, and you have to really think of everything. And when we were seeing certain scenes where they were practicing, they didn't even have wigs on. And I kind of figured, like, Wanda was wearing a wig now and again, but I was kind of like, okay, well, you know, maybe it is her actual hair, but when you're doing so much on set, it's probably easier just to have a wig anyways.
Yeah.
Because you're probably sweaty and they have to do makeup all the time, and to keep that kind of hairstyle going, you know, naturally.
Yeah, you're right.
Hard.
Like the 80s when she had the curly, foofy hair.
That's what she said.
Yes, that could feasibly be her own hair because it's, you know, the same length that it's curled up. But it's just easier, just quicker.
Yeah, it was smart to do it that way. And I think I was really impressed. I mean, everything was really awesome to watch. But the makeup thing with Paul Bettany, because, I mean, to be a sport like that, to wear so much makeup, they all had to go through a lot of challenges. But for him to wear that makeup all the time, and for, you know, Elizabeth to act normal around him, especially when he was blue. Like, that was impressive to me because, yes, black and white, you don't think about that. Their kitchen was blue. They had all these colors that represented that era, but they had to make sure it looked good on film, and blue was the better complementary color to use for black and white. So holy crap. And to make him blue, because they tried everything else, like they said, they tested the MCU version of him just to see, like, okay, well, are we messing it up on the show version? Or no, like that original version too was like messed up and didn't look well on black and white. So to actually make that decision to change him blue, and for Elizabeth to still act true to it. I mean, I'm sure they had goofy moments, bloopers. I want to see bloopers now, guys. If you guys know bloopers, let us know. I'm pretty sure you could probably look it up on YouTube. But that was impressive. I was very floored by that as well. I'm like, that's insane to be like that and to really be like real about it.
Yes, I love the harnessing, like how much they had to do in these flying scenes, especially with Catherine Hahn's character, Agnes.
She was amazing.
Oh my God! Yes.
Oh my God! I love to see her future stuff too.
Yeah, and she really had a great witch appearance. I would think the crazy wild hair, the flowing garb, just like her hair,
that's right.
And
her laugh,
and the way she would just hold herself. Her outfit was amazing, and even Elizabeth said that it was a challenge for her to wear all that with the harness, but they always find ways to make it work. I think it's very brave. You can't really, I mean, I'm sure some were afraid of heights, but to be able to still be in character and be on a harness and fly around, I know it's safe, but I have a bad height problem, so I would be like,
And it wasn't just with one scene. It was
several,
quite a few scenes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah.
Yeah, so even with Agatha going up the first time and staying there, I was just thinking of myself, and I'm like, okay, I'm good, I'm not. Like, you'll start falling forward or something. But with Wanda, when she starts flying, I mean, Elizabeth, and she's still in character and so dramatic when she's, like, pushing backwards and just straight, like, her posture's really straight, like she's trusting her harnesses to do what they need to do, and she's just keeping her posture. Like, I would be afraid leaning forward, I'd flip over, you know, and they have it a way where it won't, but to fully trust the people around you, the technology, the harnesses, like, oh my God, you know, so that's incredible as well. Very cool. I really did enjoy this. I'm so happy we watched really behind the scenes and we learned more about it. And not to really go into a tangent about the show itself, like the story, because we talked a lot last time. So you can check our WandaVision reactions before this. And we do talk a lot. And the last one, I think we talked for a very long time. But when they were talking about the people of Westview on the outskirts, and we were debating, oh, that sucks because we don't know much about what happened with them. We saw as a whole with the Hex dissipating, the main group of people that we were involved with, you know, they were waking up, they were able to escape, but we never really saw what happened with the people in the outskirts. And our theory was they were decaying because they were there for a long time, or just because they're on the outskirts, that, you know, because she doesn't have much control over them, that maybe they're dying. So I took it more morbid or more extreme, where I was like, oh God, like she's killing people in the outskirts and she doesn't realize she is. But it was because it was a mix of she had control of them, but she couldn't really animate them because she was too weak on the borderline. So it was just that.
Strength in the center, yeah.
So they were screaming out too, just like the people in the center, but they just couldn't move. So that's why that one lady was crying, doing this the whole time, and some were just still. So it was just because she froze them, because that's all she could control, and she
just like in a holding pattern.
And one last babble there is, if that was too far out for her to control, when Vision stepped out of the Hex and she freaked out and expanded the Hex, why was the circus like very animated? Like that was even farther out. So maybe she just had a desperate boost of power just to save him. And again, she's super powerful, so she's learning and growing. But that was interesting. So please leave your theories there too.
That's a good point, Dawn.
Yeah, but at the same time, she stopped the Hex for a reason. You know, before Vision escaped, and then she, I think, was just so desperate in learning her powers and how strong she really is.
She's got a second wind.
Second wind. Oh, yeah. So the circus was very animated compared to before, when everyone was just statues. But very good series. Can't wait to watch The Falcon and Winter Soldier. That's going to be great, guys.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So that is coming up next week, and I love how we just have fun Marvel stuff every week so far this year. So that's great, huh?
Yeah, I'm loving it. I loved even the portion going back to this show about the music, about how they had to really, they just went on by one, you know, a theme, those three notes, and then just went along with every decade. That was really, that was awesome to see that too.
Every single thing is thought through. And I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but it makes sense. But when we watch something, all the sound effects, the voices, like they're voiceovers for the most part. I don't know if you guys realized, because when you think about it, when you're on set, even with the kids, like you have people directing you all over the place, and your voice doesn't carry as well as it does in the movies because that's post-production. You know, so if you heard them actually on scene, it was very echoey. It didn't sound as great.
Yes.
I mean, maybe they do things where they do use the original voice and clean it up, but I'm pretty sure most times they go in and the actors actually probably have to watch themselves, look at their script, and reenact it, you know, through a sound studio.
Possibly,
and they were showing a little snippet with Vision doing that with Jon Favreau, but I didn't know what scene it was. So I was wondering if he was the CGI portion of his role playing right there or what.
That wasn't WandaVision. That was when he was Jarvis.
Oh, okay, so that was old.
So that was when he was part of Iron Man. Yeah, so they were showing probably, that's what I kind of took from it, because that's when they were talking about Iron Man.
Yeah, because I was like, Jon Favreau was part of this? Okay.
Yeah, well, Jon Favreau is. Yeah, he is a huge part of Marvel, and I love Jon Favreau so freaking much. I know a lot of you guys do too, but just as happy. He's a wonderful actor and many roles. I mean, even like his creation, like he is a director, he's a producer, and all the movies he created, I know some are mixed, but The Mandalorian was amazing. I mean, like all the stuff he does, I just freaking love, and I still want you guys to watch The Jungle Book, which is different, but yeah, he also did that one. So Vision started as Jarvis, as you guys know. We need to go back to the Marvel universe and like rewatch his movies.
That's right, yes.
So even though he is part of Jarvis, he's not Jarvis, so it's kind of confusing there, because he was a body for Ultron who became Vision, because the combination of stuff and Jarvis getting together and making Vision. So anywho, I love how they were showing clips of the movies as well to kind of fresh our memories, but this is what this was about. And so very cool. Let us know what you guys thought of this episode or the making of WandaVision. I thought it was very well done.
I did too. I love seeing behind the scenes. This is great. You just have an extra love for it now.
Yeah. And one last thing, because we kind of just improvise, but watching this, it was fun to hear background noise. Like, you're made to feel that you are on set, that you're watching a behind the scenes type thing, not something smooth and cinematic. Like, yes, we were reminded of the cinematic parts, but like we were constantly involved in background noise, like we were on stage or something. And the reason why I want to bring that up is I love those fine details they mix in, because those people talking, getting interviewed, most times were not in a room with a bunch of people. They just added that on probably from the actual live set to make us feel like we were there. And when we record at home, when we do Zoom, on the couch, wherever we may be on the channel, I'm always very aware of what sounds I hear. Any ambient noises, if someone's mowing the lawn, huge truck going by, and some things are out of your control, but I'm always, or someone talking on the phone that's not supposed to be there. So I'm always very in tune with that. So when it first started off, I knew it was for this. But I did have a moment of like, okay, is anyone talking? Is anyone up right now? Someone shouldn't be talking. I'm like, okay, no, it's this. So it's kind of fun to, some things that we just take for granted and we don't pay attention to. But it does exist, and they add it for us to have a better viewing experience. It's just fun. So
I like that.
I just love talking. I can just sit here and talk. So off topic, guys. Do you love Mom and Kim's really nice shirts?
Look at this.
Yeah.
Where did you guys get those? Storm Akima?
Storm Akima channel.
Yeah, right there.
So guys, if you want to check out our store, if you're watching on YouTube, you can check below, or if you're watching on Vimeo, you can check below as well. We have a description box with links. That will help us out a lot if you guys want to buy any of our merchandise. I love to make stuff, so I'm going to make more designs on there soon, so please check that out. And if you want to see our full reactions, we have those available on our Patreon. They're always a week early, which is more current to where we are reacting. So I think we'll end it there. I can just sit and talk about this all day, guys.
Yeah, it was
really awesome.
Really cool.
Behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching.
Yes, thank you.
And we'll see you very soon as always. Happy birthday, Mom!
Happy birthday, Mom!
Happy birthday!
Bye.
It's actually March 12th, guys.
Much.
Those of you watching YouTube, week early on Patreon. Woo!
Bye.
Bye.